It's too late. That's what I told someone almost 6 years ago now at an academic workshop. They'd asked me, what can we do to avoid the gloomy future that we see ahead of us? Take a look at the headlines. Floods in one part of the world, wildfires in another. Soon we'll have hurricanes, and then winter storms. And there's a level of extremeness, a level of abnormality to them that has slowly crept into our subconscious. It doesn't surprise us anymore. What would surprise you now is if we had a year where there was just no devastating extreme weather event. If we didn't lose anyone to some flood or to a hurricane and people were prepared for it. It just was a part of every year, every season. No, we don't even expect that anymore. We expect there to be a level of extremeness to it. And every time one of these events happens, we have a scientist or a learned person talking about how climate change is behind that extreme nature. And they're right. It is true. Just like how in a sine wave, if you add more energy, you get more amplitude. Higher peaks, deeper troughs. Same goes with the weather system. You add more energy to it, all the extremes increase. You get warmer summers, drier droughts, wetter rains, and harsher winters. Scientists have been studying climate change since the 1980s, and at this point, this is one of the most studied environmental or scientific theories out there. The only people still debating and denying climate change are the ones who are either being intellectually dishonest or they have their own vested interests. But scientists have given us two thresholds, right? 1.5 degrees and 2 degrees above the expected normal average global temperature. Now, these thresholds are to be taken very seriously. These are thresholds beyond which the damage, though already quite irreversible, would be significantly more. Today would look so tame compared to what the changes would be after we cross those thresholds. They should not be taken lightly. And the scientists urge us that we must come together and do good. Officially, we have a few more years before we cross those thresholds. A few more years within which we can prevent the many horrors that lie ahead of us. Unofficially, I must tell you, it's too late. And I'll give you two reasons for it. The first reason is the lack of virtue in our societies. It's a bit of a philosophical reason in a rather scientific discussion, but humor me. For the next 24 hours, look at the headlines. See them local, international, and what do you see? Genocide, apartheid, famines, exploitation. Our societies are not getting stronger. In fact, they're getting so weak that rather than rising, we started to pull each other down. And just like in every single headline you will see, the exploitation and the victimization of those who are vulnerable, guess who's the first and almost entire victim of climate change? The vulnerable. They're the first ones to be affected. And the one who will always be the most affected will be the one who's the most vulnerable. Even the rich and powerful in our societies are busy building bunkers and accumulating real estate to hide out when things goes bad. There is just no virtue, no resources to fight the good fight. The second reason is time. It's taken us decades to fractionally move climate change to a point that we might just go extinct. And it has taken a lot of emissions and effort and degradation of our planet through each year. There's a massive amount of momentum carrying climate change ahead. And even if we stop today, it will take a surmountable amount of effort to change things back. I even believe that we ran out of time almost 13, 15 years ago. Put both those reasons together, and you'll see that it will only take divine intervention, even if through a mortal excuse, to create the mechanisms required to avert the crisis. Practically and realistically, prevention is impossible. It is actually time to adapt. The suffering that is ahead of us, we can't write it off. But what we can do is adapt and survive the future. Because only when you survive the future can you be there to change it or maybe even save it. However, today, it is time to start working on plan B. It is rather somber, but it must be said. That's all for this time.